Tessa handed me a sealed envelope and told me my father's will had vanished. My father's will was gone, and Tessa was the only person who seemed to know why. She pressed a sealed envelope into my hands at the reception and whispered, "Whatever you do, don't open that here, not around them." My dad passed 3 weeks ago, quietly, the way he always lived, a retired engineer who kept to himself in the house he'd owned for 40 years. The reception was held there, in his living room, folding chairs pressed between furniture he'd never replaced. Tessa was his estate attorney's paralegal, someone I'd only met twice in the months before the end. She'd driven 40 minutes to be there, which already felt strange. She wouldn't make eye contact with my sister or my uncle the entire time she was there, and when she finally pulled me aside, she looked like she hadn't slept in days. I waited until I got to my car before I tore open the envelope. Inside was a handwritten note in Tessa's handwriting, not my father's, and 2 pages that looked like photocopies of something official. The note said, "The original will filed in 2019 has been replaced. Someone submitted an amendment 6 weeks before he died. He didn't sign it. I know, because I was there when he signed the original, and this signature doesn't match." My hands wouldn't stop shaking. I read it 3 times. 6 weeks before he died, my father had been in the hospital recovering from a stroke that had left his right hand nearly useless. I'd sat with him and watched him struggle to hold a pen. There was no way he had signed anything. The amendment gave everything, the house, the accounts, the investment portfolio my grandfather had built over 50 years, to one person, my uncle. I called Tessa that night. She answered on the first ring like she'd been sitting there waiting. She told me she'd gone to her boss, the attorney of record, the week before the funeral. He told her she was mistaken and suggested she take some personal time. She'd been placed on administrative leave 2 days later. I drove to my father's house the next morning. My key still worked, but when I pushed open the door, the place had already been partially cleared out, boxes stacked in the hallway, furniture moved. My uncle's car wasn't in the driveway, but someone had been there recently. The coffee maker on the counter was still warm, and the carafe was half full. That's when I saw it. My father's filing cabinet, the one he'd kept locked my entire life, was standing wide open. And sitting on top of the empty drawer was a single document I had never seen before. Follow so you don't miss part 2.